it's not gonna just come as a spot for the first team. No, you need to work as bloody hard for it. I was crying on my sofa and who would think now that I would train with him. Got my gloves. Or I ran on the pitch and my trainer was screaming at me, "Hey, where are you?" And I was running.
Charlie Setford, thank you very much for joining me on Football-Oranje.com. It's great to have you, an Ajax goalkeeper. You're in the Ajax Academy, but a lot of Ajax and Dutch football fans, we don't know a lot about you yet. So I was wondering if you could take me right back to the beginning, even though you're just a teenager at the moment, and could you tell me about your earliest footballing memory?
Thank you for having me. My first footballing memory. I grew up in a town called Bennebroek. I grew up there playing for BSM. I started off as a midfielder, but soon realized that I was a good goalkeeper. So anyway, I started in goal for BSM, and after one season, I got scouted by Ajax, which was a big achievement then already. I think I had like 12 training sessions before they really said, "Yeah, you're going to join the academy." So I think the first training session with Ajax that I could really remember was the one in the big bubble that we have at Ajax, and I can remember just my dad and my mum just standing behind in my goal, saying to me, "We've never seen you so good." So that's a great memory for me in my career.
And what is it that Ajax, do you think, spotted about you that sort of drew you towards them, and why do you think they chose you to be in their academy?
I think because I was that young, I think I was at Ajax at 7, 8 already. I can't remember the exact age that I was at Ajax, but I think at that time you don't really look at how's your positioning, how's your coaching, but basically shot stopping. And at that age, I am still very good at that. So that's I think the basic thing that Ajax look at in the beginning. But nowadays it's much more than just shot stopping. It's positioning, it's coaching, it's being a leader in your team, and I need to make big steps in that still. So it's constantly learning.
Of course, yeah. And your brother plays for Ajax too, doesn't he? What's that like for you?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's a little dream come true for my parents. Yeah, it's always nice to have your brother around you. I don't see him that much, but it's great to hear from him how he's at Ajax. To support me, I can support him. We can say stuff to each other.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? And what were your first impressions of Ajax when you walked into the club? What were you thinking?
Yeah, great. This is just as from a youngster, as from I was 4 or 5 years old. I've been watching football. I've been watching Ajax. It's just the first time when I came here, I was I think what is it? You call it in Dutch? You call it a talentendag. It's a scout day, like where you see the first team train and that. And I was just amazed for how good a club, how nice a club it is. I was just immediately I was in love with the club, and I still am.
Nice.
I still am. So
you're an Ajax fan as well, then?
Yeah, big time. Yeah. A little bit Southampton as well because of my dad, but
So tell me a bit more about your family then. So you are English, aren't you? But you've been obviously growing up in the Netherlands your whole life.
Yeah, I'm half English, half Dutch. My dad's from a little town called Alton, that's also near Southampton, and my mum's Dutch. That's why I can play for Holland and England. But yeah, no, my family they've been always there for me in the good times and in the bad times. They've always prepared stuff for me. So like, what are you going to do this game? Where are you going to focus on? They're always there for me. I could have not wished better parents than them.
Wow, that's really great. I mean, you're 16 now. You're turning 17 very soon. At the time that we're doing this, but you're training already with young Ajax. What does that feel like?
Yeah, it's great to have that experience already at a young age. But I must admit, I'm learning. I'm not always at my best. In this period of time, due to Corona, you don't play any matches. It's very difficult to keep your mental focus. You don't play any matches, but training with young Ajax and getting the taste of the first team already is just great. High level, not always. I can always not. I can. It's difficult to cope with the level. But I'm still 16 and I'm learning. And it's just it's a process that we need to follow, that I need to follow, and I'm sure it will pay out in the end.
You thrive under pressure, or are you someone that needs that support from the coaches to really get you there?
I like pressure, to be honest. I like pressure because it makes you feel that you can't make any mistakes. You need to deal with it. That's why I miss the game so much now. I mean, during training, you don't feel that pressure during the game than you have during the game. So yeah, but that's why you now need to be, during these difficult periods with the COVID, you need to be mental strong. Even though we don't play any games, even though you don't get the play minutes and you don't train as hard, but still you need to be there every day, 100%. And that's what I'm doing every day, trying to do every day. And not every day is my best training, but I'm learning every day.
Great, and of course, with hard work becomes results. So could you tell me who the key coaches have been for you so far in your time at Ajax?
Everyone. I've been here 8 years. I've since I was 8 years old. I'm now 16. I've been here now 9 seasons, I think. Up my head, I'm not sure. But every coach has helped me in the good periods and in the difficult periods. Every goalkeeper trainer has helped me. They're all different, but different in a good way. They've helped me become a better goalkeeper, and they've helped me to become the person that I now am. And I'm very grateful for them. So,
I mean, you're surrounded by legends of touch football. The word legends obviously used quite a lot nowadays, but there are a lot of great retired footballers working at Ajax. You know, you've got Winston Burkhardt, Johnny Heitinger, Michael Reisiger. How cool is that for you?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's an honor to be trained by them. But like I said, they are also human. They make mistakes. I make mistakes, but they're there to help me. And I feel that I can learn stuff from them by asking questions and asking what should I've done there, what should I've done there, and they're really helpful for that. So I want to. So very good how they treat the young players and how they deal with questions. So it's very good.
So obviously, Ajax has got a reputation of being like the best Dutch footballing academy in the Netherlands. I'm sure you'll agree with that. Obviously, playing for them. What's their secret, do you think?
I think it's the ability to send them through to the higher squads. So like if you're under 17s, like I'm now 16 and I'm already training with young Ajax, and there are a lot of other players as well that are training with young Ajax now at the moment, and with the first team a little bit. So yeah, I think that's the main thing for Ajax, that they have trust in their youngsters, and not every club has that. So that's why I think Ajax is one of the top youth academies.
For sure. And what's like the best piece of advice you think you've received so far from one of the coaches?
You're only 16. I'm only 16, and I'm in a learning curve. I need to deal with if I make mistakes, I need to deal with it. I need to accept it, and it's always difficult. So that's why, like I said before, you need to be mental strong. Mental is everything for me, because if you're not mental strong and then you're thinking, oh, I'm going to give up, I'm not going to give 100%, that's where you go down. But you need to be mental strong to be able to deal with that and get on with it.
Of course, yeah. And you must have trained with some of Ajax's senior players too. Is there anyone that's made you feel really welcome out of those guys?
Yeah, they've all felt me very welcome. Davy Klaas has made me very welcome. Basically, all of them have really welcomed me in the squad. But yeah, it's just when you come on the pitch, you're just thinking, like, I'm training with Stekelenburg now as well. Sometimes, and then I'm thinking myself during the World Cup 2010 when he was playing for Holland against Brazil, and in the final against Spain, I was crying on my sofa and knew would think now that I would train with him. So that's sometimes you're with shaky legs on the training, but hey, that will eventually get used to that.
Gosh, you were a kid when you were watching that. I remember watching it too, but you're younger than me. Oh, that's so crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's great you get to have these players around you. I mean, Martin Stekelenburg, like what an example to take. And thinking back to the academy then now, the players that you're always surrounded with, who do you think are the best players, in your opinion, that are coming through the academy at the moment?
It's hard to say. They've all got big talents, all good players, and all the players have ups and downs. So it's everyone is good. Everyone's good. There's not one player who's not good out there. But hey, it's are the ones who really want to work hard and follow their dreams and really give 100%, and that will pay off in the end for some people. And some people will fail that, and some people will succeed. Hopefully, I will succeed, but I'm not sure. But I need to work hard, and I'm going to work hard, and I'm still working hard.
You've been in this Ajax academy for many years now. Are there any stories that you have that you could tell us about being in the Ajax academy? Any stories that might surprise a few people that maybe people haven't heard of before?
That's a good question. That. Well, not really stories, but I've always been like funny moments in the squad, where you need to laugh. We've been on loads of tournaments, of course, over the years, and there've always happened stuff. For example, when I was in Portugal, I had a tournament, and I was having a good tournament, and then I forgot my shorts in my hotel room and my socks, and I couldn't believe it. It was that's the worst feeling. Speaking of which, in the youth league last year in Switzerland, when we played Midtjylland, I could go with the squad. I was third goalkeeper over there then, and literally the first training we went there, I forgot my gloves, and that's just I ran on the pitch, and my trainer was screaming at me, "Hey, where are you?" And I was running. So like there's a pitch over here and there's a pitch over here, and I had to run from that pitch all the way to there, to get somebody else off his warming up. He was doing a warming up. A mate of mine, another goalkeeper, was doing it. I had said to him, "Mate, I need to have your gloves. I need to have your gloves because I haven't forgot my gloves." And of course he was so friendly to give the gloves to me. So yeah, that's all good in the end. But that are also all learning moments, and I'm sure it will never happen again.
Yeah, hopefully being forgetful doesn't become a thing, and you're playing in the Champions League final for Ajax and you forget your gloves. Making a sprint for
again. No, that will never happen. Never again.
Are there any players in the academy who are sort of like pranksters and make you laugh in other times as well? You mentioned it there, that there's funny moments. Are there any guys who sort of make your day in that way?
Yeah, the goalkeepers. All the goalkeepers are crazy. But crazy in a good way. They've got a good heart, but they can make you laugh sometimes. With the weirdest things you can come up with. But it's great to be around them, and they've all got a good heart, and I'm sure they're just the funniest. The goalkeepers are the most funniest, I find.
Yeah, they always say that goalkeepers are some of the craziest footballers around.
I don't know why, but it's just a thing in football. Goalkeepers are just more crazy than the players, I find. So.
Every player wants the biggest, the best. But what for you is like your aim in your career? You're obviously very early in it, but what are your dreams looking forward?
My main goal is to become one of the first goalkeepers to reach the Ajax first team throughout the academy. I think then out of my head there's not been one. So that's my biggest goal at this moment. But of course you need to work in small steps. So like now, for example, I find that I need to jump higher. So there are small little goals that you need to set yourself from, hey, I need to jump higher. I need to have more power in my legs. I need to become stronger. I need to become quicker. And that are all small goals, and eventually those goals will pay off in the end. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough down there. It's not always going to be easy. I'm now in a period where it's not easy for me. I'm getting goals. I'm getting goals against me. I think in the under 18 and under 17s, I would easily have that because they shoot so hard now and so quick. It's sometimes it's very difficult to cope with the level. But you're in the learning curve, so you need to deal with that, and you need to accept that, and you can give up, or you can just work even harder, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Sounds like you've really got to have a lot of resilience to be in that Ajax academy, and it's obviously sink or swim. Yeah, obviously we all really hope that you can make that one day. I'm just thinking there, like, what if, let's dream for a second. I mean, you spoke there about playing for Ajax and potentially being an Ajax goalkeeper. What would it mean for you to play for Ajax?
Everything. I've been dreaming that. I've been dreaming that since I was a young kid. Literally everything. That would be just a big dream come true. But yeah, it's not gonna just come as a sport for the first team. No, you need to work as bloody hard for it. Some people think, yeah, just do it. It's easy. No, it's not easy at all. It's very tough. It's tough out there. But like I said, work hard, be patient, and it will all soon come, even if you work hard for it.
So who are those people that you look up to then? You've got players who are currently at Ajax, but was anyone growing up like that was sort of like your idol? I mean, and being a goalkeeper as well, it's a very specific position. So was there anyone that you really looked up to?
All my life I've looked up to Stekelenburg, really. Because of the 2010 World Cup. I've not always followed him, but still, when you talk about him, you have that something in your heart says, yeah, he's my idol. Onana as well, because I'm a goalkeeper. Onana, I like his style. He's got a good presence about him. He's got everything as a goalkeeper, really, and that's why I need to learn from him, take things over from him, and hopefully I'll be eventually as good as those two.
Of course, that will be the ultimate goal for you. You grew up in the Netherlands, then. You said about this earlier, but you've decided to play for England. Could you explain what was behind your decision for that?
It was a difficult period with my school as well. I had lots of exams, and the Dutch team were planning on going to a trip to Portugal. And straight after that trip, England had planned to go to have a tournament in England where I would fly over. And my trainers, and I had a good chat with my teachers, and they said yeah, it's handy to make a choice now. And at the Dutch squad, I felt like I was a little bit the second goalkeeper, and I didn't get that much trust from them, if I'm very honest. And from England, they were really positive about me. They really liked my style. So they gave me more confidence to choose for them than I would choose over to Holland. But still, I'm very thankful for Holland. I've learned a lot from them. I've had a great time over there. But at England, that's my number one choice at this moment.
Very nice. And was there anyone that's called you from the England setup, or was there a coach that sort of persuaded you to go and do that?
No, they didn't really persuade me to do that. It was more my own choice and my family as well. I talked to my family lots of times about it, and they say, follow your heart. And my heart lays at England. And at England, they've got more trust in me than they would at Holland, for my feeling. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I've chosen for England instead of Holland.
Nice. You speak English obviously very well. I mean, you're going to represent England. Is that because of your family? And do you speak both at home? Do you speak a bit of Dutch and a bit of English?
we speak English at home, basically. Yeah, just English. But when I'm, of course, with my mother alone, then I speak Dutch. But when we're around a dinner table, we speak English all the time.
So you made it clear that you want to represent England, and should you make it to Ajax's first team, you only become the second Englishman to ever do so after Ray Clark. A lot of Ajax fans really they rated him and they loved him because of he scored a lot of goals, but he also was English, and I feel like there was a bit of a connection there.
Sorry, who are you talking about? Sorry, I didn't get
Ray Clark.
Ray Clark.
Yeah, so Ray Clark is the only English player so far that's represented Ajax. You could become the second.
Oh really? I didn't even know that, to be honest.
Right. Well, I thought you would have been sort of driving towards that, but
yeah, now you say so. Yeah, I will drive towards that. Yeah.
Does that bear anything for you then, becoming an English player that represents Ajax, or is that not important to you?
Of course. Yeah, that's it's one of the things that you dream about. Yeah, it's just the things that you dream about, but those dreams don't fall into place because you want to fall them into place. You need to, yeah. Once again, you need to work hard for them, and you need to make sure you get the #1 spot. You need to make sure you get the right training sessions. You need to make sure you get everything out of yourself, and that's not always easy to do. It's also tough, but that toughness will eventually lead to success.
Yeah, and you seem like someone who's just going to really work hard to get there where they want to be, and that's a brilliant trait to have. I just want to sort of speculate here, and would you ever consider playing like in England in future or elsewhere? Obviously, you're very focused upon Ajax. I understand that, but is that ever an option for you?
Of course. My biggest dream is to play for the big clubs in England, like Chelsea, like Liverpool. But at the moment, I'm not thinking really about that. I'm thinking about Ajax at the moment. But of course, in the future, biggest dream to play for Liverpool, or play for Chelsea, or play for any big club in England. That's just the biggest dream that you want to have: win the Champions League, plus winning the World Cup with England, of course.
Well, for now, though, Charlie, all the very best to you with young Ajax, and who knows in the future, we might be able to say at Football-Oranje we've had a #1 Ajax in England goalkeeper on our website. So, yeah, thanks very much for talking to us, Charlie, and all the best to you.
No problem.